Hello friends, welcome back to another episode of Chill Adventures. It's a busy Saturday. It is 1 week since we got in the ocean for the first time. And boy oh boy, I'm about 80% of the way through the video. So that should be out this week. There's a swell today, pop-up swell here, going to Uncle Billy Bay. It's gonna start filling in pretty soon. I'm guessing I'm only gonna ride the 9. However, I have all 3 boards. The plan is to clean off the 8. I'm gonna give it to Kevin of 412 Surfboards, and there's got a couple things to be done to it. So I want to use my Pickle, clean all the wax off, and I'm going to do that while it's nice and warm. We're waiting for the swell to fill in, and hopefully we're going to get some waist high clean ones, and it could be a sunset session. I do work this weekend, and the forecast looks pretty bleak as far as waves go. It is so warm that I had to take off 1 layer, and I'm not even on the highway yet. So we're stoked. We're out there. And thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Let's go. Friends, my word, 141 we got here, and I showed you those first clips. Jabroni's already going. It's rideable at Jabroni. There's white caps all over the place. Takes about 2 hours for that to get down here, and I can see some white caps going already. So 141, that's when we got here and you saw those first clips. That's how quickly this lake can change. All of these Great Lakes can change. Anyways, like I said, I got my stool, I got the 8, I got my Pickle. I have the 7 here too. I don't know. I'll probably put that. I don't know if I'm going to ride that today. Maybe, if it gets good. Anyways, like I said, if you guys don't know what a Pickle is, it's a wax remover. It works so good. This 8 is filthy. We cleaned it up the other day, but I'm going to show you exactly how good a Pickle does. I put a picture up on my Instagram of my last Pickle, and it was used. So here we go, little Pickle review. I already know it's awesome, but if you've never used a Pickle and you hate getting wax off your board, invest in a Pickle. Let's go. about the pickle. It is an amazing thing. The biggest thing that the pickle helps, at least with me, is the wax that gets underneath the board. That's the hardest wax to get off. Anyways, we're still waiting for this swell to roll through. Like I said, we got here at like 1:40, so probably by 4:30 the swell's gonna be rolling in. All right, friends, it's starting to line up. I'm gonna walk down the beach a bit to the Stairways of Glory and get some tiny mini tubes, and then we're gonna come back down. Oh my God. It's starting to line up. Down the beach a bit is a little wedgy, slammy mini tubes. I'm gonna go down there, catch a couple of those, waiting for the swell to wrap around the pier. It is showing us about 178 kilojoules. What does that mean? It means it's gonna be good. Don't forget to subscribe, and let's go. Chill Adventure! Get out there. Oh my gosh. Oh my. That's good. Well, 6 hours later, just about exactly, that's what you got. It was a good session. I'm not gonna lie, I took the 7 out for a little bit. You probably won't see that because it is just not the board. It is so unusual today. There's just a lot of water moving, and it's all breaking in about 3 spots. Appreciate you guys watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure I get all my belongings here so nothing goes flying. And like the video. That seems to do the most for the old algorithm. Appreciate you guys. I'm pretty sure this one is going to come out before the long Florida trip. The long version of the Florida trip. So, look forward to that. It's almost summer, guys. We're out here. Let's go.